Hello everyone, I'm Mrs. Kavitha Vijay, English faculty of Ganga International School. Welcome back to our grammar class. For most of the students, grammar is a hard nut to crack. Let's make it a piece of cake by learning through fun way. What I really meant by fun here F stands for find out what's wrong, understand how to correct it, and N stands for nail it or master it with practice. If we follow these regularly, then learning English grammar will be easy, isn't it? Look at these sentences. They are free. You're free, aren't you? You will not miss the online classes, will you? You can see these sentences are made up of two parts, a statement and a very short question. Here in these sentences, you are free. Here, that is a statement, and in the next statement, you will not miss the online classes. That is also a statement. It is separated by a comma, and the next part you can see short questions, and at the end you can see a question mark. That short questions are at the end is called question tag. So my today's topic is question tag. What are question tags? They are short questions that we add to the end of the statement. Question tags turn a statement into a question. It's a common practice in conversation to make a statement and ask for confirmation. What's the need of question tag? We use question tags to ask someone to agree with us. For example, today is extremely hot, isn't it? And we also use question tag for checking if something is true. For example, you're Danny's sister, aren't you? So now let's know the rules to be followed when using question tags. With positive sentences. If the sentence is positive, the question tag will be negative. For example, she is a teacher, isn't she? So you can see in the first statement, it is a positive statement. So when the positive statement are there, you have to use negative question tag. Is used in its negative form, that is isn't, and next she is repeated. After that question tag, we use question mark. And the next sentence, they are good. It is a positive statement. So we have to use here negative question tag. Are is used in its negative form, aren't, and we have interchanged the place of first word becomes the second word here in the question tag, followed by a question mark. You can see two parts of the sentences, that the statement and the question tag part is separated by a comma and ending with question mark. To make it more clear, one more example is here. You are a student, aren't you? You are a student is a positive statement, and aren't you is a negative question tag. So you can see the interchange of the positions. The first word you is used in the last, and the second word are, it is you. The positive are, it is used in its negative form, aren't, and both the sentences are separated by a comma and ending with question mark after the question tag. With negative sentences. If the sentence is negative, the question tag will be positive. For example, you have not met him, have you? She is not coming, is she? Here you can see in the statement, Not is used. Remember, in a sentence, having words like no, not, nothing, never, etc., it is called a negative statement. So here not is used in both the sentence, so it is a negative statement. So for the negative statement, you already know we have to use a positive question tag. Have not is made into positive in the question tag. So we have used here have you. She is not coming. Is she? So you can see in this statement the two parts, the statement and the question tag is separated by a comma and ending with question mark. To make it clear, there is one more example. Mary isn't a teacher. Is she? You can see Mary isn't a teacher is a negative statement. How do you come to know that it's a negative statement? Yes, we have used there not, is not. Not if it is used in a statement, it is a negative statement. So for a negative statement, we have to use a positive question tag. And you can see the arrow marks there that shows the change of position. The positions are interchanged. The first word Mary moves to the last word in the question tag, and isn't, the negative word, becomes the positive word and becomes the first word in the question tag. And you can also see two parts of a sentence. It is separated by a comma, and at the end of the question tag we have used question mark. Now with auxiliary verbs. What are auxiliary verbs? You know already, auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs. They usually accompany the main verb to describe action. The action happened in the past, or happening in the present, or will happen in the future. The question tag uses the same auxiliary verb, have or be form of the verb, as the main part of the sentence. Example, they have gone away for a vacation. Haven't they? Here, have is the auxiliary verb. It is used in its negative form in the question tag, haven't. Haven't they? Next, forms of be are am, are, is, were, or being, and forms of do are did and does. Without auxiliary verbs. If the sentences does not have an auxiliary verb, the question tag uses an appropriate forms of do. To the forms of do, it is did and does. Some more examples. She said that, didn't she? He eats fish, doesn't he? Some more examples to make it clear. You like to swim, don't you? It is in the present form, so we use here don't you. In the next sentence, everyone left already, didn't they? Left shows it is a past tense. So remember, when past tense is used, you have to use in the question tag did. So I'll repeat the sentence again. Everyone left already, didn't they? That looks delicious, doesn't it? That looks delicious is a positive statement and it is in the present tense form. So we are using a negative question tag, doesn't it? Imperative sentences. What are imperative sentences? Sentences that expresses command, order, advise, request, offer, etc. are called imperative sentences. There are only two question tags for imperative sentences, and they are will you or won't you. we use you as the only pronoun in the tag. For example, do not go there, will you? Have some more tea, won't you? So you can observe here, the question tags are ending with you. You is the only pronoun. We use it in the imperative sentences. When the sentence is starting with everything, nothing, we have to use it as a pronoun. For imperative sentences, having nothing, anything, everything, something as a subject, the question tag will have it as the pronoun. So you can see in the examples, everything is clear, isn't it? Nothing can revive this worst situation, can it? Some more examples. Negative statements with positive question tags. You aren't a teacher, are you? He isn't crazy, is he? He wasn't relaxed, was he? They weren't late, were they? You don't speak French, do you? You didn't study for the test, did you? So you can observe in these examples, there are two parts which are separated by a comma. Statement is separated by a comma with the question tag. And at the end, we can see we have used question marks. And you can see also you can see the interchange of positions. Aren't, isn't, wasn't, weren't, don't, didn't. That all shows negative. All these are negative words. So it is a negative. All these sentences are negative statements. So we have used positive tag. Some more examples. Here we have used both positive and negative statements. You're finished with this, aren't you? In this, you're finished with this is a yes, it's a positive statement. So for the positive statement, you already know we have to use a negative question tag. So it's in its negative form we have used. So we have written aren't you. Next, I don't owe you any money, do I? So in this, I don't owe you any money. You have to decide whether it is a positive or a negative statement. What do you think? Is it a positive or a negative statement? Yes, you are right. It is a negative statement because not is used. When not is used, it is a negative statement. So we are using here a positive question tag. Hannah will be right back, won't she? So here again, Hannah will be right back is a positive statement. And so for the positive statement, we'll be using a negative question tag. Everyone left already, didn't they? So here we have to observe the tense also. Not only the positive and negative statement, we have to observe in which tense it is used. So left means it is a past tense. So I've already told when past tense is there, we have to use did. So we have used here didn't they. You have never seen an opera, have you? So never also denotes negative word. So it is a negative statement. So we are using a positive question tag. And don't forget to put comma between the statement and a question tag and end it with question mark. That's pretty difficult, isn't it? Here, that's pretty difficult is a positive question tag Sorry, it's a positive statement. So we are using a negative question tag. He couldn't admit his mistakes, could he? So again here, he couldn't admit his mistake. Not is used, so you already know when not is used, it is a negative statement. So we are using here a positive question tag. Exceptions. Irregular question tags. I'm lucky to be alive. Aren't I? Everyone is looking, aren't they? Let's hike in the mountains, shall we? Here hike word is used. It's nothing but a long walk. Don't forget to let me know. Will you? Be careful, won't you? That is so dangerous, isn't it? Those are brave men, aren't they? Now, let's recall things to remember while using question tags. If the sentence is positive, then the question tag is negative. If the sentence is negative, then the question tag is positive. Statements and question tags are always separated by a comma. Always put a question mark at the end of the question tag. Statements with nothing, nobody, etc. is considered negative. Assignments can be found in the school website. Kindly complete the assignment and submit it. As a dynamic principal, Parthasarathi Krishna Iyer says, keep smiling and enjoy learning. Be at home, be safe, have fun, take care. Thank you for listening.